Interest in the Championship, where Leicester City take on Ipswich Town, top versus third, and we'll also be keeping tabs on what's happening in the Liga, where Granada and Atletico Madrid are going toe-to-toe. You can keep up to date with the action from the Championship and the Liga via the Flash Score app this evening. Download that via the Apple App Store and via Google Play, wherever you get your apps from. But we are about to get underway here in Abidjan for Cape Verde versus Egypt. Rui Vitória, the Egyptian team coach, under huge pressure. They are expected to go deep in this particular competition, having lost out in the final to Senegal a couple of years ago. I think tonight, and it could spark the end of their hopes at the group stages. It's going to be Tavares to kick the first football of this match, and it is going to be Cape Verde that gets us underway here. Attacking from left to right in blue shirts, blue shorts, blue stockings. Whilst for Egypt, they attack the right to left of us in white shirts, black shorts, white stockings. The ball goes back to El Shenawi, the Egyptian goalkeeper. Plays it out short towards his right into Higazi on the right hand side. Chips it over the top and inside opposition territory now with Zizo, who moves infield, looks to clip the ball in towards the penalty area, in towards the path of Marmoush. It's cleared away, but one back by Mohamed inside the penalty area, who's scored in each of the opening two games for Egypt in the Africa Cup of Nations. But it's a heavy touch, and on the block by Dylan Tavares, was able to get the ball out of play, and it's going to be Cape Verdean goal kick. Well, they have been the surprise package of the tournament so far. There's no mistake to be made about that. They've won each of their opening two fixtures. They were the first side to qualify through to the round of 16 of this year's competition. Ranked 73rd in the world, 40 places below Egypt in the current FIFA World Rankings, although that will soon change following the completion of this particular competition. Ball goes into the penalty. Egypt win a free kick after Costa brought down Mohamed on the left-hand side. It's going to be taken down that flank, adjacent to and around the 12-yard penalty spot on the left flank from outside the box. And just shoves him in the back as Costa. Mohamed goes to ground and wins his side a free kick in a dangerous position. Just under 2 minutes on the clock here in Abidjan. It's Cape Verde 0, Egypt 0, 2 in the Cape Verdean wall. Free kick to be swung in by Zizou towards the edge of the penalty area in the centre. Marmoush had possession, loses out, and now Cape Verde can break away. It's Mendes, the captain, looking to drive forward on the left side. 5 yards from the edge of the Egyptian half, but he runs out of track, and it's going to be a throw-in to Egypt. They have possession on the right side, and towards the path of the captain Higazi. Now along towards Abdel Mona. To the left side and towards the edge of the half. El Fatou on the left-hand flank, being kept under pressure by Mendes. The ball then goes back in towards the path of El Shenawi in the Egyptian goal. Lays it out short towards his right and towards the edge of the penalty area, where Higazi has it. He's driving forward now. So around about 15 yards from the edge of the Cape Verdean half. Lays the ball out towards the right-hand side. First time pass by Atia. And then going to ground was Zizo. 5 yards from the edge of the Cape Verdean half on the right-hand side. Going down under the challenge of Tavares. It's going to be a free kick to Egypt. Gilson Tavares committing the foul. And Dylan. Both the Tavares in the Cape Verdean team. Egypt play forward on the left-hand side. Nice little move, and the ball goes out into the path of Marmoush, who was up against Costa again on the edge of the penalty area on the right-hand side as Cape Verde move forward. But Costa managed to stand his ground, and legally this time, and the ball goes out of play for an Egypt goal kick. 3.5 minutes gone. Cape Verde 0, Egypt 0 here on the Flash Score live audio commentary service. Reminder that we have live commentary of the second half, which has just got underway in the Italian Super Cup final. Napoli against Inter Milan. That's live elsewhere. Egypt have a free kick and they take it quickly. It was Atia being fouled in the centre, 35 yards out from goal, taken quickly, but they move it back towards the halfway, and Ashu in the centre goes out towards the right hand side into Hani in possession, 10 yards inside the Cape Verdean half, goes back towards the halfway, and Higazi cross with ball out towards the left-hand side, brought down on the left foot of Alpha Tour, who looked to clip the ball in towards the penalty area, but it's dealt with by Dylan Tavares for Cape Verde, who clears it away on their right side, but one back by Egypt in the middle of opposition territory, but then play it back to inside their own half and in towards the path of Hegazi. Now plays his football at Al Ittihad, formerly played for West Bromwich Albion for 4 years between 2017 and 2021. Ball goes out towards the left-hand side and goes towards the corner flag where Assur and Ebert couldn't assure of possession, and Cape Verde managed to clear their lines to run about 10 yards on the edge of the Egyptian half, where they moved their way forward, but then going down to the ground was Wilson Tavares under the challenge of Mohamed. So it's going to be a free kick to Cape Verde, 10 yards on the edge of the Egypt half on the right hand side, taken back in towards the path of Costa. 5 minutes on the clock. It's Cape Verde 0, Egypt 0 here on the Flash Score Live audio commentary. So just a reminder of the scenarios this evening. Egypt will go through with a victory tonight, or if they draw and the other game ends up being a draw. You can get in touch with us. It's hashtag AFCON 2023, and the handle that you need to get in touch with us is @flashscore.com, where you can send your tweets and observations into us this evening. As Cape Verde whip the ball forward in towards the penalty area for the first time. It was a long chip ball over the top, but it's straight into the arms of El Shanawi in the Egypt goal. It was flicked over the top in the end by Andrade, but Egypt have possession now on the halfway, but intercepted on the half by Lenini. And towards the middle it goes, in the centre, laid out towards the right hand side into Meadow, who's now in the middle of the Egypt half, driving forward, moves it infield. Little get up and go between himself and Mendes. Ball goes out of play though. It's going to be an Egypt throw on the left hand side towards the... In fact, it's gone out for Cape Verdean throw. It's going to be Semedo to take on their right. 25 from goal. Look to play it forward into the path of Mendes. Cleared away by Egypt, who then wanted a foul. It's picked up by Lenini in the middle of the Egypt half. Intercepted, but then won back very quickly by Andrade, who managed to get the better of Fati. He's back in towards the path of Andrade again, 30 yards out from goal. Nice little square passing here from Cape Verde, who have the ball with Lenini in the middle, out towards the right and out towards the path of Semedo, 30 yards out from goal, being put under pressure by Marmouche. Back inside their own half it goes. And out again towards the right hand side. Costa 5 yards from the edge of the opposition half, elects to play it back to Vosinia between the sticks for Cape Verde. He was being put under pressure by Assur. Out towards the left hand side and in towards the possession of Dylan Tavares. In the middle it goes, Lenini looking for outlets. Egypt just laying back, but Cape Verde playing along the line and in towards the path of Costa, who drives forward through the middle. In towards the edge of the box it goes. Ball clipped over the top into the path of Gilson Tavares, who goes to ground inside the penalty as he tried to take a shot. Only half cleared by Egypt to see Mendes regather possession for Cape Verde. Nice little square pass in towards Santos. Mendes again, cross goes in towards the penalty area. Cleared a second time, but then Santos trying to have a third bite of the cherry, but then the flag for offside goes up. It's the captain Ryan Mendes. Right, the other game in this group is between Ghana and Mozambique, currently goalless in that one, and our other game that we're keeping an eye on is in the top of the championship, where it is Leicester City 0, Ipswich Town 0. Played the best part of 9 minutes in that one at the King Power Stadium. 15 lining up in a 4-2-3-1 formation this evening. Mason, Pereira, Vestergaard, Face, Justin, Chowdhury, Winks, McAteer, Dewsbury Hall, Mavidi and Cannon for Leicester City. For Ipswich is Halaki, Clark, Wolfenden, Edmondson, Davies, Travis, Kuongo, Burns, Chaplin, Harness and Jackson. Updates on that one as the evening goes along. 9 minutes in at the King Power Stadium. It's Leicester City 0, Ipswich Town. You can keep up to date with live text commentary on the Flash Score app, which you can download via the Apple App Store and via Google Play, wherever you get your apps from this evening. But here in Abidjan, 9 minutes on the clock. It's Cape Verde 0, Egypt 0. Nothing in terms of clear cut opportunities this year. It's been quite a even opening 9 minutes or so, as Egypt have a free kick on the left hand side on the halfway, taken by Mafoto out to Assur, who clips the ball out from left to right. Was going to play it in towards the path of in towards the edge of the penalty area, but it's picked up by Vicinha in the Cape Verde goal. We now look to drive through the middle and in towards the possession of Dini to do exactly that. They win themselves a free kick on the left side, 10 yards from the edge of the Egypt half. It was Hani who gave away the foul on Rodriguez. 9.5 gone, Cape Verde 0, Egypt 0 here on the flash scoreline with the commentary service. Played short down the left-hand side in towards the path of Rodriguez, 15 yards inside the Egypt half. Rodriguez now gets it again inside the penalty area. It goes in towards the path of Tavares, who tried to have an effort on his left foot, blocked by Egypt, who managed to get the ball away and out towards the right-hand side into Zizo, towards the edge of the half. Egypt right back, who's most certainly playing further forward than that. 2 minutes gone, goalless here. The ball goes out to El for 2. Chips the ball forward on the left-hand side. The intended target was Mamouche, but he slipped on the surface as he tried to release the pass forward. Cape Verde managed to win possession back, and Mohamed, trying to put matters in his own hands up against Mendes, can only concede a throw. Or in the possession of Lanini in the middle. Goes back towards Dini, towards the edge of his penalty area in the centre. Out now towards the left-hand side and in towards the path of Dylan Tavares, who plays his club football with Bastia in Niger. This is his second Africa Cup of Nations. Was also picked in the squad for the 2021 finals. Ball chipped over the top from Nini. The intended target was Gilson Tavares. It was Rodriguez, apologies, who played the ball through on the right, on his right foot. And a play goes for an Egyptian goal kick. 11 minutes gone. Cape Verde 0, Egypt 0. Now the question is how Egypt are going to cope without Mo Salah, who's scored or assisted in 12 of Egypt's last 15 games. And the responsibility for him in terms of goals is quite palpable. He is responsible for 61%. That's 11 out of 18 of Egypt's goals in the Africa Cup of Nations since 2017. And so, usually losing a talismanic figure like Mo Salah is big in any team, but the team who pretty much depends upon him for their forward play is pretty much a complete restructure and a complete reset as Cape Verde look to move their way forward. Snuffed out by Egypt. The ball in the possession of Fatih, who plays it out towards the right-hand side. Driving infield now is Zizou towards the edge of the box. Ball floated in on the right-hand side and then headed on by Mohamed from in and around 6 yards out. Glanced header wide of goal. And the first real opportunity of this game has fallen Egypt's way. Zizou with the pass out into the path of Hani, who then clipped the ball in right-footed in towards the path of Mohamed at the back stick, who couldn't quite get a clean connection onto a glanced header. And the ball goes wide and out of play for a Cape Verdean goal kick. The first chance of note so far, 12.5 minutes in. Cape Verde 0, Egypt 0 here in the Africa Cup of Nations on the Flash Score Live audio commentary service. Cape Verde looking to move the ball forward now, but snuffed out on the halfway by Egypt. The ball goes back into the path of El Shanari between the sticks, goes out towards the captain Higazi. 18 minutes gone. Cape Verde 0, Egypt 0. Remember, hashtag AFCON 2023 and at FlashScore.com to get in touch with us. Zizou towards the edge of the penalty area, inside the box. He tries to drill across in and then falls loosely towards the path of Fafi, who had his low drilled effort on his right foot cleared away by Cape Verde. They regather possession on the halfway. Egypt on the left-hand side, 5 yards inside the Cape Verdean half with El Fatur. Made along the line towards Abdul Monen. And now out towards the right-hand flank, just straying inside opposition territory. Back in towards the path of Fafi. Now Abdul Monen. Play. Find the pass forward. Cape Verde keep it a very tight defence in line. Now goes out in towards the path of El Fatur. Now infield in towards the path of Ashur. Has a shot from around about 30 yards out. Low drill effort on his right foot. But Vicinha in the Cape Verde goal was able to get down low towards his right, and it was quite an easy collection for him to make. The ball go straight down his throat. 14 gone. Cape Verde 0, Egypt 0. Just a reminder what's happening in the game between Leicester City and Ipswich Town. About a quarter of an hour on the clock in that one. Leicester 0, Ipswich 0. We'll head back to that in just a second, because in the other game in this group, Mozambique are 1-0 down. Ghana have taken the lead. Jordan Ayew from the penalty spot has given Ghana the lead 14 minutes in. So that's Mozambique 0, Ghana 1. And as far as this group is concerned, it would mean this: Egypt would fall to third on 3 points and would have to rely on the best third place standings, as Cape Verde now look to move forward. Mendes right hand side, around about 25 yards out from goal, now in towards the path of Semedo, moves it infield, and then it goes back in towards the path of Costa, around about 40 yards out from goal. Along the line and towards Dini, now towards the left hand flank it goes, and in towards the path of Dylan Tavares. Now back inside Cape Verde's half. Ball chipped out towards the right hand side, flicked on first time by Mendes, around about 35 yards out from goal. Egypt won it back, but only temporarily. Mendes managed to regather a second time. Cape Verde still with possession on the right hand side, picked up on the centre by Costa, who looks up and assesses his options and lays it out towards the right hand side and in towards the path of Mendes. Forward along that right flank it goes, and looking to find Gilson Tavares. One back though by Egypt and by Fafi, who then plays it forward in towards the path at Ashore, playing central of the three strikers. Possession wise in the first quarter of an hour, 55% for Cape Verde compared to 44% of Egypt so far. And play will stop with captain Mendes going down. Ryan Mendes, who plays for Karagümrük in Turkey, scored the second goal against Mozambique on Friday, before then setting up the third for Lenini to seal victory in that one. He finds himself down on the deck, which gives us an opportunity to tell you what's happening elsewhere. We will head back to that game in the King Power Stadium. Leicester City 0, Ipswich Town 0. 17 minutes on the clock at the top of the championship in that one. A couple of opportunities in the last few minutes. Harry Winks spending a shot in from the edge of the box, but Radaki making a smart save to deny him. And Marcus Harness a couple of minutes ago for Ipswich taking a shot from the edge of the box, but not a big threat for the goalkeeper as his efforts blocked by a defender. And Kian Dewsbury Hall just now wasting a big opportunity. He gets on the end of a pass and tries a shot from the edge of the box, but it's a wild attempt that goes wide of the right post. The ball goes out of play and Ipswich will have a goal kick. So 18 minutes on that one. Keep up to date with live text commentary on the Flash Score app on Apple App Store and Google Play. In the Championship, it's top versus third. It's Leicester City 0, Ipswich Town 0. Play will restart with an uncontested drop ball with Mendes out the left hand side receiving treatment. Reminder, in our other two commentary games, Napoli 0, Inter 0 and Brighton 0, Wolves 0. Napoli have just gone down to 10 men in that one. David Fellini bringing you live commentary of that one in the Italian Super Cup final. And reminder, in the Liga, Granada 0, Atletico Madrid 0. There's Egypt with possession back in the middle of the Cape Verdean half. Forward it goes by Ashur. Turning now is Mohamed, who goes down in the centre 25 yards out from goal. He screamed for a free kick, not given, but Egypt regather possession on the right hand side. Cross whipped in by Zizou on his right foot towards Mohamed at the back stick, who chested it down but was then denied by Semedo, who managed to clear it away for Cape Verde. He gathered the ball second time, but Semedo managing to get it clear for his country in towards the path of Mendes on the right hand side towards the edge of the box. Has to play it back to inside his own penalty area, where Cape Verde feel a bit camped in there at this present moment in time. Goes out towards Semedo again, right side towards the edge of his box. Has been put under pressure by Marmouche. Goes back and punted forward by Semedo. Now back though by Egypt inside their own Adleman, and 5 yards on the edge of opposition territory. Played forward by Atir, out towards the right hand side into Zizou, who drives down that flank. Now about 25 yards from goal. Steps inside, shows the dummy, shows a second dummy towards Rodriguez. Forlana out towards the right side. Cross goes in by Hani, in towards the penalty spot, where it's headed away by Mendes. It's one back by Egypt a second time. When he gathered 5 yards from the edge of opposition territory, goes out into the path for El Fatou on the left-hand side in the middle of the Cape Verde half. In towards the path of Marmoush, who has an effort, which is parried in towards the path of Mohammed, straight to the keeper and cleared away by Cape Verde. Egypt with a couple of opportunities there. And Cape Verde do manage to clear their lines of Mendes through the middle. But Fatinho with a couple of saves to make there, and Egypt with the first ball openings in this match. 19.5 minutes gone, Cape Verde 0, Egypt 0 here in Group B of the Africa Cup of Nations. Reminder, it is Ghana 1, Mozambique 0 in the other game in this group. Cape Verde who dominated possession, but Egypt with the biggest chance of the game so far. Cape Verde have the ball inside opposition territory, 10 yards inside it, looking to find the pass forward is Dini. Goes out and towards the path of Semedo, 5 yards inside opposition territory on the right side. The 20-minute mark has elapsed in Abidjan, goalless still, although Egypt had the best opportunity, and they regather possession again through the middle and in the centre. He goes out in towards the path of Ashur, inside his own half, in the central position, and now out towards Hegazi, the Egypt captain. Looking for options, but there's nothing really there. Everybody back from a Cape Verdean perspective. Ball chipped over the top by Hani in towards the path of Zizo. Edge of the penalty area, looks to get a cross in on his right foot. Ball goes out of play. It was he who was up against Dini, and it looks like it was the Cape Verdean who got the last touch, and so it's going to be an Egypt corner out on the right hand side as they attack in this first half. Just watching back the double save from Vicinia to keep the score at 0-0. He's got a corner to defend here. 21 on the clock. Cape Verde 0, Egypt 0. Egypt corner to be taken on the right hand side. Over this is both El Fatou and Zizo, who's been so effective on that right hand side so far today. It looks like it's going to be left foot for two to take. Laid short on the right side, back in towards the path of two, has a pop shot cleared away by Mendes. Falls back though in towards the path of Ashur, who drives on the left hand side. Inside the area goes, moves in field, has an effort on his right foot through the laces, but blocked by Mendes. Egypt regather it again in the middle of the Cape Verde half, but it's then played all the way back in towards their own territory. Towards the halfway, ball over the top, chipped by Atia on his right foot in towards the area where Marmoush couldn't sort his footing out, then tried to drag it back in towards the penalty area and hope it found its way in towards the mixer, but I think the ball went out of play first. It's going to be a Cape Verde free kick. 22.5 minutes gone. Cape Verde 0, Egypt 0 here in the Africa Cup of Nations on the Flash Score Live audio commentary service. And this is a first competitive meeting between these two particular sides. Their paths haven't crossed, and in terms of history in this particular competition, it couldn't be more contrasting. Egypt 26 appearances total compared to the 4 of Cape Verde. Best finish for the Cape Verdeans and the Blue Sharks, the quarter-finals when they made their debut back in 2013. Whereas the Pharaohs have won this competition a record 7 times, but haven't done so since 2010, missing out in the final last time on penalties to Senegal. So we're at the midway point of the first half. Only really 1 or 2 opportunities on target so far. It hasn't been a game blessed of opportunities for Cape Verde. They've missed a lot of their key players, but they had possession on the edge of the box on the right side. Mendes looking to step inside and put the cross in towards the penalty area. It was whipped in on his right foot, straight in towards the path of El Shanari, who comfortably gathers at his back post, catching the ball with both hands and then releasing the ball out quickly. Through the centre it goes, in towards the path of Abdul Monen, who then shifts it out towards the right hand side. The ball on the halfway for Egypt, and it's in the possession of Zizo, who's been so influential towards the Egyptian play so far in this first half. Now in towards the path of Fafi, who is 5 yards inside opposition territory. Zizou again. Cape Verde put pretty much every man behind the ball inside their own half. Now towards Abdelmonen, who's been put under pressure by Tavares. He does manage to play the ball out towards Hani on the right hand side. On the halfway, goes short and towards the path of Fafi, and it goes again towards that right flank, this time 5 yards inside the Cape Verdean half, and in towards the path of Atia, who plays it back inside his own territory, and it will run back in towards the path of El Shanari in the Egyptian goal. 25 minutes played, Cape Verde 0, Egypt 0 here on the Flash Score Live audio commentary service. Reminder that in the other game in this group it's Mozambique 0, Ghana 1. Nai's penalty in the 14th minute, the difference between the two sides. Egypt had the ball on the left. It was sure possession, but has been dispossessed, and driving forward now is Semedo on Cape Verde's right, who goes down under the challenge of Atia, but Cape Verde regather possession and Semedo gets back on his feet. The ball worked out from the right to the left hand channel and in towards the path of Dylan Tavares. Driving forward now Cape Verde. Goes back 5 yards and in towards the path of Alini now. Brought towards Costa, plays it through the middle, looking to find Mendes, but it was snuffed out by Egypt, who now want to go forward with El Fatou. Goes back in towards the path of Atia. Now Delmonen. Fafi has got coming out towards his right hand side. Goes back in towards the path of Hegazi, the captain. Now Egypt look to move it to beyond the halfway. Abdelmonem, the Pharaohs just being camped in a little bit here, patient in their build-up play. El Fatou on the left-hand side, 15 yards inside the Cape Verdean half. Again, finding it difficult to find spaces in the opposition half, such as the high line that Cape Verde are providing. But he does manage to find out Hani, brings it down well with his first touch on his right foot, then clipping the ball into the penalty area, but cleared away by the first man, Dini, once the ball found its way inside the box. And Cape Verde managed to clear their lines. They have the ball on the halfway, right hand side. Semedo driving forward, getting in the better of Ashur, then goes to ground, but it was a legal challenge by Ashur in the eyes of the referee. Now Egypt look to move forward up the other end. Ball worked out towards Zizou on the right hand side, driving in the middle of the Cape Verde half, moving infield towards the edge of the penalty area, 25 yards out towards Ashur, who has an effort, curled on his right foot from around about 25 yards out, but it blazes its way over the bar. And the chances for Egypt primarily have just been restricted from distance so far. The latest one there by Ashur, who plays for Al Ali, who are the premier club in Egypt. They're also the champions of Africa. They won the Champions League last season. In terms of the stats though in this game, 27.5 minutes on the clock, goalless. Cape Verde without a shot to their name. Egypt with 8 shots so far in this first half. 3 of them have found their way on target, but goalless is still the score. Cape Verde really have had the lion's share of possession in the opening 28 minutes or so of this game. They have possession with their goalkeeper Visinha, who is pretty much playing the role of centre-back, having the ball in the middle of his own half, looking for options, primarily on the left-hand side was where he was looking. But there just doesn't seem to be an out ball. Plays it out short towards the left, although he wanted to kind of move it inside opposition territory. It's in the path of Dini, who will lay it crossing towards the path of Lanini in the middle, lays the ball out towards the right hand side. Good first touch by Mendes, but couldn't keep the ball in play. Ran about 25 yards out. Heavy touch on his right foot on the right hand side, and so Egypt win a throw in on their left. Al Fatou towards the edge of his penalty area, plays it back in towards the path of El Shanari, short towards the captain Hegazi, and out along the right hand side where Hani has possession, lays it forward over the top of the right hand channel in towards the path of Zizou, who is up against 2, one back by Dini, and then plays it back towards Visinha in the Cape Verde goal. Chips it up and out towards the left, in towards the path of Costa, but the ball goes out of play, and it's going to be an Egyptian, going to be a Cape Verdean throw. Last touch coming off of an Egyptian player on the left-hand side as they move forward. 29 gone, Cape Verde 0, Egypt 0. Elsewhere, Napoli 0, Inter 0, Brighton 0, Wolves 0. The other game in this group, Mozambique 0, Ghana 1. La Liga, Granada 0, Atletico Madrid 0. As Egypt move their way forward. Ashur, edge of the penalty area. Inside the box is Marmoush on the left-hand side. Clips the ball back, looking to find its way in towards Mohamed, but it's cleared out of play by Costa at the near stick. And it's going to be an Egypt corner on the left-hand side. 29.5 minutes gone. Cape Verde 0, Egypt 0 here in the Africa Cup of Nations Group B on the Flash Score Live audio commentary service. You sense that the pressure that the Pharaohs have provided over the last 5 minutes or so is surely going to come up dividends, you'd sense. We'll be heading to the King Power Stadium in just a second, following this set piece as well. Action in the game between Leicester City and Ipswich, half an hour gone at the King Power in the Championship. Corner for Egypt on the half-hour mark. Swung in by Mamouche towards the near post, right footed from the left-hand channel, headed away at the near stick by Cape Verde, and then foul by Atia on Mendes has won Cape Verde a free kick inside their own half. Well, Leicester City have taken the lead in the big top of the table clash in the Championship. 31 minutes on the clock, and it's a own goal from Davies which has given Ipswich the lead. Leave Davies converting in towards his own net. So Leicester City lead Ipswich by 1-0. It was an own goal which settled the last meeting between the sides on Boxing Day. It was Yannick Vestergaard who converted in his own net there. Leif Davies, who got in the way of a pass and then unintentionally sent the ball past his own goalkeeper. So Leicester City 1, Ipswich Town 0 in that one. The own goal in the 31st minute of that particular match. Well, we're having a cooling break here in Abidjan, where it's Cape Verde 0, Egypt 0. Egypt too have created a multitude of opportunities but have yet to find the back of the net. It's a game that if they win they can guarantee progression, but with the score 0-0 here and Ghana beating Mozambique, Egypt will find themselves third in the table and will then be reliant on results elsewhere to go their way to still place through as one of the best third place sides in the group stage of the competition. Cape Verde are through no matter what. They will top the group no matter what. They'll be back here in Abidjan next Monday to play their last 16 game, where a lot of I's have got to be dotted and T's have got to be crossed as to who they play. As far as their progression through is concerned, they beat Ghana 2-1 in their first game, goals by Montiel in the 17th minute and then Rodriguez with the winner in the 92nd minute. They beat Mozambique by 3 goals in the second match. Bebe with a 40-yard free kick in the 32nd minute. Mendes got the second 6 minutes into the second half before Lanini secured the 3 points with the third 20 minutes on time. 6 points plus 4 by way of goals difference for Cape Verde as the action gets back underway following that cooling break. Ball lofted over the top on the right hand side. One back by Cape Verde in towards Tavares. Inside, he has an effort on his right foot which takes the deflection off of Hegazi, and out of play it will go. It was an effort by Tavares after the ball was slipped through to him by Costa. Took a touch for then setting himself inside the area. Plays it through the laces of his right foot. And the block coming off of Hegazi. And he'll go out for a Cape Verde corner on the left-hand side as they work their way forward in this first half. The near side, as we look at it, is going to be taken by Santos. It's going to be... well, in fact, it's going to be left for Andrade to take on this left flank for Cape Verde. 33 minutes on the clock. Cape Verde 0, Egypt 0. Taken short, then whipped back up in the air on his left foot, Andrade. Brought down by Mendes, but then cleared away by Egypt. That was a weird sequence of play, it has to be said, and flag has subsequently gone up for offside. Half time at the Amex. You can listen to the second half commentary of this game. It's Brighton and Hove Albion 0, Wolves 0 in the Premier League, and as I say, you can listen to that one on the Flash Scribble Live audio commentary service. A point apiece this evening would put Brighton up to 7th place in the table, going above Manchester United on goals difference, whilst the Wolves, a point this evening would keep them in 11th place, level on points with Newcastle United in the top half, but goal difference 10 worse off than Eddie Howe's side at this present moment in time. And a reminder, we'll have all the FA Cup action for you this weekend. We'll run you through the games that we're covering as the evening goes along, and then tomorrow night the second leg from Stamford Bridge in the EFL Cup, where Chelsea take on Championship Middlesbrough, and then Wednesday night Craven Cottage, the destination for Fulham up against Liverpool. 10 minutes out then from the end of the first half here in Abidjan. Cape Verde 0, Egypt 0. Egypt with possession on the left hand side with Ashur, 10 yards inside Cape Verdean territory. Now here's it in towards the middle and towards Fatih, slowly moving their way forward to El Fatur, and now the outball comes towards Ashur. Has to move inside though, and then has to play it back. Goes out once again in towards the path for El Fatur, edge of the box, cross goes in, left footed, flicked on by Ashur, and then chested down by Costa in towards the arms of Rosinia in the Cape Verde goal. Egypt putting themselves into good positions, working their way forward into good positions, but have been unable to find that real clear-cut chance and real killer opportunity. All in the possession of Semedo on the right-hand side. Runs out of space. Going to be an Egypt throw on the left towards the edge of the penalty area. Less than 10 minutes to go in this first half. Cape Verde 0, Egypt 0. Throwing to be taken by El Fatur on the left-hand channel. And all the big bodies move their way into the box from Egypt persuasion. Cape Verde pretty much committing everybody back. It's a sea of blue sharks towards the edge of the box. The throw is taken short towards Mohammed. Cleared away by Cape Verde, but flicked back on by Abdel Monen, and then regathered by the blue sharks, and forward it goes, and unleashes Rodriguez. Everybody tracking back. Free back for Egypt. Rodriguez moves inside from the left hand channel, looking to play the ball in towards the penalty area. It nearly found Gilson Tavares, but it was excellent play in the end by Hani to snuff out the opportunity. Otherwise Tavares was clean through on goal, and it would have been 1-0 to Cape Verde. Forward it goes for Egypt on the right hand side. Cross in right footed by Zizou from around about 30 yards out. Took a deflection en route, but it's won back by the Egyptians and in towards the possession of El Fatur. Now towards Atiyah. Now he's out towards the right hand side. Brought down first time by Fafi. Now in towards the path of Hani. Fafi once more in towards the penalty area. Marmouche on the right hand side looks to pull the trigger back towards Mohammed, who was lurking in and around the penalty spot, but the ball will run back to Vicinho after Vanini managed to regather possession for Cape Verde. 37 minutes on the clock. Cape Verde 0, Egypt 0 here in the Africa Cup of Nations on the Flash Score Live audio commentary service. Reminder in the Championship, Leicester lead Ipswich by a goal to nil. Leif Davis' own goal in the 31st minute, giving Enzo Maresca's side the lead in that one. Much really has happened since then. Possession-wise, 51% Cape Verde, 48% for Egypt. Cape Verde only completing 14 more passes though for the existential lead that they have in terms of possession stats. In a game where it's been difficult to break each other down, it's, if the truth be told, been a little bit attritional so far in this one. Cape Verde 0, Egypt 0. Egypt with possession on the left-hand side. Brought down well first time on the left foot of El Fatur, 10 yards inside the opposition half. Plays it forward in towards the path at Ashur. Clips the ball in right-footed, headed away by Cape Verde, one back by Ashur again. Played short along the line in towards the path of Mohammed, but again snuffed out, and it goes back towards Vashinia in the Cape Verde goal. Plays it out towards his left, but it's going to be one back by Fafi, who then goes to ground, wins Egypt a free kick. About 25-30 yards from goal on the right-hand side, and then a little bit of afters between himself and Dylan Tavares, who brought him down for the foul. Free kick to be taken on the right-hand side. It's going to be Zizou with the delivery into the box. Right-footed, right side. 39 minutes on the clock. Cape Verde 0, Egypt 0 in the Africa Cup of Nations here. The Flash Score Live audio commentary service. Referee Al Hadi Mohamed just making sure that there's no pushing and shoving from the requisite free kick that's about to be swung in. Zizou's arms up in the air, and he's going to float this in, right-footed towards the penalty spot, headed away by Dini. And back though by Zizou, who plays it in towards the path of Al Fatur. Zizou once more in towards the path of Hani, right-hand side edge of the area, lays it back, then effort a goal from distance! Around about 25 yards out. And it was Abdel Monen who had the effort on goal from distance for Egypt. Decided to chance his luck, not just once but twice. Second one coming off his own teammate Mohamed, although I don't think it possibly would have changed much in terms of the trajectory of keeping it on or off target. 5 minutes to go until the end of the first half. Cape Verde 0, Egypt 0 here in the Africa Cup of Nations on the Flash Score Live audio commentator service. Don't forget you can tweet us at FlashScoreCom, hashtag AFCON23. Cape Verde with possession, right hand side laid forward in towards the path of Tavares was the intended target. Egypt reclaimed possession back, Lanini committing a foul but play allowed to move on. This is a tier on the left hand side, 15 yards inside the Cape Verde half, moved out in towards the possession of Ashur, plays it out towards the right hand side and in towards the path of Hani, who's got Dylan Tavares for company. Looks to move in field around about 25 yards from goal, plays it back about 15 yards and in towards the path of Atia. Into the middle it goes. Ball worked in towards the penalty area. Back to goal is Mohamed. Lays it out in towards the path of Hani. Zizou, edge of the penalty area, just on 10 from the right. Has an effort at goal on his right foot, which goes wide of target. Looking to bend it past the near post from would have been quite an acute angle from there. Just to the edge of the D, just on the whitewash. But it just scrapes the side netting towards the near post of Vasinia. He really has been Egypt's greatest spark as Zizou so far in this first half. Touch of head, but foul was already committed by Mohamed Abdel Monen. And a little bit of a scuffle as both him and Tavares, who went down from the floor, feeling worse for wear, and the referee's just got to sort out a little bit of a to-in and a throw-in in terms of sets of play. He's just throwing some arms around in the air. Tavares going down, and basically what happened was Abdel Monen just left his right elbow up in the air as he was attempting the header. Clawing Gilson Tavares down to the floor, and it's actually Abdel Monen who's come worse off. He's still on the deck whilst Tavares has managed to get himself back up on his feet. 2.5 minutes gone. Cape Verde 0, Egypt 0. Reminder, in the Championship, the game we're following this evening is at the King Power Stadium, where it is Leicester City 1, Ipswich Town 0. 43.5 minutes on the clock in that one at the King Power. Leicester in the lion's share of the ball, 59% to 41. About 8 attempts compared to Ipswich 2, and then 3 shots on goal. Ipswich yet to register a shot on target in this first half. Leicester had the first one opportunity of the game, and Hamza Chowdhury came with a pass around the edge of the box, aimed and had a shot. His attempt went towards the top right hand corner, but Baklev Kladaki was alert and kept the score goalless. We'll talk about the goal in a second as Egypt have the ball towards the edge of the box. Zizou on the right hand side, who's rolled his shorts up. Maybe just an indication as to the task in hand as far as the Egyptians are concerned. This is El Fatur now out in towards the possession of Higazi, chipped out towards the right hand side and towards the edge of the area. This is Hani towards Zizou. Zizou, cross goes in towards the penalty spot where Fafi was waiting there, but it's picked up once again by Zizou. Now towards Hani. Zizou again, 25 yards out from goal. 2 up against him, inside the box. Turning now is Marmouche, who was brought down. Him and Rodriguez had a bit of a battle, and in fact it was Marmouche who committed the foul on Rodriguez. In terms of the goal of the King Power, Leif Davis got in the way of a pass and unintentionally sent the ball past his own goalkeeper to make it 1-0. Whilst Leicester almost made it a second a couple of moments ago. Snapshot by Thomas Cannon from the edge of the area, flew towards the bottom left-hand corner, but Vaclav Kodaki producing a good save to Fortin. So into stoppage time at the end of the first half at the King Power Stadium in the Championship. It is Leicester City 1, Ipswich Town 0. Updates on the Flash Score app, which you can download on the Apple App Store, Google Play, wherever your apps from there, into the first of 1 minute added time in that one at the King Power Stadium. You can keep up to date with every single EFL game across the Flash Score app in the 2023-24 season. Cape Verde, though, here have a throw in 10 yards inside the Egypt half on the right hand side, taken by Semedo, clipped forward but headed away by the Pharaohs, but it's going to be won back by Mendes on the right side, 25 yards out from goal, gets the better of a shot inside the penalty area, ball clipped back and turning back to goal. It's Rodriguez who has an effort and scores for Cape Verde, and they take the lead in first half stoppage time. And Egypt, one of the favourites to lift this Africa Cup of Nations title, could find themselves eliminated in the group stage. They find themselves a goal down at the break. Mo Salah up in the stands doesn't know where to look, and the Cape Verdeans find themselves a goal to the good. It was Tavares with a goal, his first goal of this Africa Cup of Nations, and it could be one that sends Egypt packing. Lovely play on the right hand side. Mendes in towards the penalty area, clips the ball back to Santos, in towards the path of Tavares, and he's back to goal towards the edge of the on the penalty spot. Turns it around with his left foot before then on the turn, managing to put the ball home into the bottom right hand corner to give Cape Verde the lead. Past El Chenari in the Egyptian goal, and Cape Verde have the lead right on the cusp of half time. Egypt look for instant riposte in towards the possession of El Fatur. Goes out in towards the path of Mamouche, left hand side towards the edge of the penalty area, looks to get the cross in on his right foot. 4 minutes added on incidentally at the end of the first half here, into the second minute of it, although realistically stoppage time, those 4 minutes have only really started as of now. Egypt with possession, 10 yards inside the opposition half in the centre, laid out towards the right hand side, 25 yards from goal, cross whipped in right footed by Zizou, headed away by Cape Verde, picked back up by Atia, on the line towards the path of Ashur, 35 yards out from goal, cross goes in by Higazi towards the penalty spot where it's flicked away by Dini, back towards the halfway it goes. Now towards El Fatur, chipped over the top but regathered by Cape Verde, and now towards Mendes on the right hand side in the middle of his own half. Ball clipped over the top, won back by Egypt. Meanwhile in the Italian Super Cup, a big incident between Napoli and Inter deep into stoppage time. We'll get to that in just a second. Ball with Hani for Egypt and towards the path of Zizou into the penalty area, right hand side, ball chipped in towards the penalty area, but it's going to run all the way towards Vasilia in the Cape Verdean goal. Inter have won, or looks like have won the Super Cup right on the end of play. They lead Napoli by a goal, and meanwhile Vasilia's gone down. Zizou was nearby, and well, Zizou was putting pressure on the Cape Verdean goalkeeper, and then awkwardly went down to gather the ball, and then the pair collided, and Vasilia's has gone down awkwardly inside his own penalty area. Right, it's half time in the Championship now. Leicester City 1, Ipswich Town 0, the half-time score from the King Power Stadium in that one. Also half-time in La Liga, Granada 0, Atletico Madrid 0. And we're back to get underway in the second half. Brighton v Wolves in the Premier League, and into that one elsewhere here on the Fresh Score Live audio commentary service. Cape Verde with possession in the middle. Forward it goes in towards the path from Mendes, laid out in towards the path of Semedo, right side, edge of the penalty area, advances inside the box, dribbles past 2, dribbles past 3, he still has possession, looks to lay it off towards Tavares, he's still going, Semedo, he still has possession, but then loses out in the end to Atia. Egypt look to move possession away, and they're going to have a throw on the left hand side towards the edge of their own penalty area, which is going to be taken by a shirt. And a cracked a smile for Bebe. As we look at probably now the final play of the first half, 4 minutes are indicated to be added on, and the referee blows the whistle at the beginning of the 5th minute of stoppage time, and Egypt's hopes of progressing through to the knockout stages of this year's Africa Cup of Nations are hanging by a thread. Cape Verde looking to make it 9 points on 9 in the group stages, and against the run of play to the lead right on the cusp of half time, Gilson Tavares in the first minutes of first half stoppage time giving them the lead. Egypt have dominated the game in terms of chances and opportunities, but they find themselves behind. At the break, it is Cape Verde 1, Egypt 0. in this year's finals. So we are about to get underway then for this second half. Confirmation of those substitutions in just a second. And it is Cape Verde to get us underway in this second half, leading by a goal to nil. But Egypt straight away at the beginning of the second half had possession with Mamouche in towards the edge of the penalty area. Mohamed Hamdi has come on at half time, placing Fafi. Egypt with an early corner at the beginning of this second period. Trezeguet also come on. At the break for Egypt, coming on for Fafi and El Fatour, the two that have come off for Egypt. We'll run you through the two respective 11s in just a second. Just a reminder of the situation in the group. Cape Verde, as things stand, will complete the card, 9 points. Ghana in second place. The other qualification spot for Egypt on 2 points and risk elimination. Ball thrown in towards the penalty area. Flicks on, almost fell second time for Mamouche before then being cleared away by Cape Verde. Egypt go again. Cross goes in by Ashore towards the penalty spot there, where was a push and a shove, but nothing in the eyes of the referee wrong with it before then. Atia has an effort from distance which goes wide of the mark. First changes for Egypt coming in the central midfield region as VR will have a look at this particular incident. It was hammer with the initial flick on before then it was Mamouche that was brought down inside the penalty area. Appeals for a penalty, but they have been conceivably waved away. Cape Verde, who have won as many games in this particular edition of AFCON as they have done in the previous 3 appearances combined. Only ever won 2 matches in their history. They could win 3-3 here. But Egypt moving their way in from the left-hand side. The ball in the possession of substitute Hamdi. From Monaghan with possession on the half for Egypt. Goes out in towards the path of Hani, right hand side, middle of the Cape Verde half. Goes out in towards the path of Zizo. Moved back in field, but gone back by Egypt on the halfway. Now regathered by Hani, right hand side towards the edge of the box. The ball in the possession of Mamouche. Now Zizo, right hand side, gets the better of Dylan Tavares. Cross goes in towards the penalty area, flicked away. Ball then crossed in on the left channel by Egypt. Left footed, flicked on by Mohamed, but his header was wide of goal. Mohamed, who scored in each of Egypt's 2 group games in this year's Africa Cup of Nations, scored the opener after just 2 minutes against Mozambique on the first match day. They had to be rescued by a 97th minute penalty by Mo Salah to rescue that 2-2 draw. He then got the second for Egypt, the equalising goal against Ghana on Thursday night when that one finished 2 apiece. Corner whipped in on the left hand side, cleared away, back inside the box it goes, in towards the Bob Higazi, effort on goal, and it's in the back of the net, and it's a substitute Trezeguet who puts Egypt back onto level terms and keeps their hopes of progressing through to the knockout stages alive. 1-1, 5 minutes into the second half. A smile on the face of Mo Salah, who watches in the stands in Abidjan, and Egypt have given themselves a glimmer of hope, and it's the substitute Trezeguet who has got them back level. The corner kick from Zizou's been so good on the right hand side. Ball initially flicked away, but then ball back in the penalty area, played across by Hegazi. Trezeguet left unmarked at the back post. Has a first time effort on the latest of his left foot, after bringing it up on his right first time on the volley on the left. Vicinia gets a hand to it, but he can't keep it out. And level we are. Cape Verde 1, Egypt 1. Trezeguet in the 50th minute, the substitute, making the perfect impact for Egypt. And this is not the first time that Cape Verde have had to deal with obscurity in this competition. They did go up, they did have to fight back, having gone a goal up against Ghana in the first match day. Remember the other score in this group, Mozambique 0, Ghana 1. Now, it still wouldn't be enough, because a draw means that they need to match the result between Ghana and Mozambique, and that would have to be a draw. So Egypt, with a win, will guarantee their progression through. And they nearly found their way forward again, and it's all about them at the beginning of the second half. They're playing with much more of a vigour, it has to be said. Going down is Zizou on the right side, no free kick. Cape Verde looking to move their way forward, but find themselves in trouble. Atia out in towards the path, and Trezeguet has another effort. Low drill for the laces of the right foot for around about 25 yards out. Just goes wide of goal. Just goes an inch wide of near post of Vicinia. Reminder, we're watching action from the Championship as well this evening, where 10 minutes into the second half, it's Leicester City 1, Ipswich Town 0. Is an own goal by Lee Davis. It's the difference in this one. So as far as Group B here is concerned, Cape Verde now 7. They're talking no matter what. It doesn't matter really what happens here. Ghana 4 points. Egypt 3, which could be good enough for the best third place spot. But the ball flayed through into the path of Tavares again. But El Shanari on the edge of his penalty area manages to come out quickly and smother the ball away. 3 points could be enough for Egypt to get themselves into the knockout stages. The best runners up from the group stages will get a second bite at the cherry in the last 16 in the unseeded section of the draw. Top 2 though guarantees you through. Yeah, just to go back to the Leicester game, Lee Davis getting in the way of a pass and putting the ball in the back of his net, just runs into him from close range. Nothing really could have done about that. And right into the second half, Wes Burns of Ipswich had met a lofted pass inside the box with a well-placed shot towards the top of the net, but Mads Manson in the Leicester City goal pulled off a fantastic save to deny. And they played 57 minutes at the King Power Stadium. Leicester City top of the table, they'd extend their lead at the top. Ipswich would stay third, with Southampton having already overtaken them in the league standings at the weekend following their victory against Swansea City. So as far as the league would be concerned, in the Championship, Leicester 68 points, top of the table, 10 clear with both Southampton and Ipswich. Southampton would stay above Ipswich on goals difference, 58 points in 28 games, both sides, but Southampton plus 21 in terms of goals difference, Ipswich plus 15 in that particular category. But here, 53.5 minutes gone, Cape Verde 1, Egypt 1 here in the Africa Cup of Nations on the Flash Score Live audio commentary service. Tavares' goal on the cusp of half-time cancelled out by Trezeguet's effort 5 minutes into the second half, and it has been all about Egypt since the restart. They had the ball on the left-hand side towards the edge of the penalty, of course worked in on the left foot in towards the path of Mohamed, but ball back down by Zizou inside the penalty. Looks at the cross in, right footed towards the back post, towards Mohamed, who a little bit of an encounter with Semedo, keeps the ball in play. Trezeguet looking to turn back to goal inside the box, goes back in towards path of Hani. Now towards Atia, inside the penalty area, and it's a heavy touch by the other substitute, Hamdi. The ball goes out of play. So Egypt pulling closer, Vasinia then with the goal kick forward, beyond the halfway, flicked on by Hamdi. And now regathered by Atia on the halfway, plays it out towards Zizou on the right, 15 yards inside the Cape Verdean half, moved in towards the path of Hani, towards the edge of the box, turning now is Zizou, steps inside, may have an effort here, edge of the penalty, a low jawed effort on his left foot, blocked away, ball back out by Ashur, now clipped in by Hani on the right hand side towards the penalty spot, headed away by Cape Verde towards the half. It's one back though by Ashur, who's been just pulled back a position in the second half. Hani right side, 25 yards out, ball worked in towards the penalty spot, clipped in on the right foot in towards the path of Mahmoud, who had a glance header which goes wide of goal. Looks like it may have taken a deflection en route, and it did. It came off of Lanini in the end, and it's going to be an Egypt corner out on the right hand side as they attack. It's going to be Zizou to take, and we already know what these right sided corners can do. It's going to be taken on his right foot, and we'll be hoping it'll be a case of rinse and repeat as far as Egypt are concerned. Zizou's corner kick, right footed, swung in towards the near post. It loses anyone, everyone, goes out of play for a second Egyptian corner. Last touch coming off Adini in the end. 56.5 minutes gone. It's Cape Verde 1, Egypt 1 here on the Flash Score Live audio commentary service on the group stages of the Africa Cup of Nations. Zizou's corner again on the right side, fizzed in towards the edge of the box but cleared away by Cape Verde. Possession will be regathered by El Shanari, and then played out towards the left and towards the substitute Hamdi. Atletico Madrid, 2 goals to the good against Granada. All cleared away again by Cape Verde. Now they look to move up the other end. Back to goal was Rodriguez, who's then gone down to the ground. Cape Verde with a free kick on the left hand side, 10 yards inside the Egyptian half. Rodriguez going to ground under the challenge of Hani. Right, one other Premier League commentary into the final 15 minutes of the Amex, where it is Brighton and Hove Albion 0, Wolverhampton Wanderers 0. Mind the other game in this group, Mozambique 0, Ghana 1. So free kick for Cape Verde, left hand side, 10 yards inside the opposition half. It's going to be left to be taken by Santos. In towards the edge of the penalty spot it goes on the right hand side, flicked away by Egypt. It's going to be worked back into the area again, but it's a heavy ball in towards the box by Tomato, and it's going to go out of play for an Egypt goal kick. 58 minutes on the clock. Cape Verde 1, Egypt 1 here in Group B of the Africa Cup of Nations, the Flash Score Live audio commentary service. The other game in this group, it is Ghana 1, Mozambique 0. So as things stand, Egypt would be third in the group on 3 points. Could be enough to see them through, potentially on the best third place performances, but a lot to rely on Cape Verde, a cable, and they move the ball forward towards Rodriguez. Heavy first touch on his right foot in the D towards the edge of the box, and Egypt do manage to clear their lines, but Cape Verde regather possession again, but again one back by Egypt to play the ball through the middle. He's got 2 forward in towards the path of Mohamed towards the edge of the penalty area, moves infield, crosses the ball in towards the penalty spot, headed away by Cape Verde. The ball in the possession of Lanini, goes out towards Santos, goes out of play. It's here with the last touch. 63.5 minutes gone in the Championship. It is Leicester City 1, Ipswich Town 0. Davies' own goal in the 31st minute, the difference between the two sides in that one at the King Power Stadium. Leicester City will open up a 10-point lead on both second and third place in the table respectively. Victory this evening for Ipswich, it means that they would stay in third position. Southampton having overtaken them in the second and final automatic promotion spot at the weekend. Hour gone here. Cape Verde 1, Egypt 1. Tavares' goal in the first minute of first half stoppage time was cancelled out by Trezeguet's goal 5 minutes after the restart, who came on as a half-time substitute. Verde with possession in the middle of the field, goes back in towards the path of their trusted goalkeeper Virginia. In terms of shots, Egypt have had 21 compared to Cape Verde's 2. They've had 4 on target. Cape Verde have only had 1 shot on goal, and that has been the goal. Talk about taking your chances when they arise. Egypt to really dominate the first half, and they would have been stunned to have found themselves behind at the break. And with half an hour to go, they still need to find 1 more goal. Wind does put them through, no matter what. Here's Semedo, short in towards the path of Mendes. Semedo once more. Played in towards the path of Rodriguez on the right hand side. Breaks inside the air forward, looks to lay it across goal in towards the path of Tavares. Ball goes out of play. Crucial last touch of the near post as the cross was fizzed in by Hani, and he'll go out of play for Cape Verde corner out on the right hand side as they attack in this second half. It was good play from Rodriguez, who broke free on the right hand side. Played the good ball across right through. They may be looking at a potential handball. In fact, the ball's gone out for a goal kick. The last touch came off an Egyptian player, and now Egypt move up the other end. There'll be some controversy if they find a goal from here. Trezeguet inside the area, works one, bended effort, clicked away on the right hand of Vicinia, and in the end Cape Verde managed to clear the ball away. Mohamed was then lurking at the back stick, and now this is Santos for Cape Verde. Goes back in towards the possession of Tavares, Dylan Tavares, and now Cape Verde have 2 players down on the ground. And the first yellow card of the contest is going to be shown to Marmoush. Omar Marmoush, the first player in the book. It hasn't been that type of game, in fairness. The referee, Hadi Manimad, has managed to allow the play to go on for as often as physically possible. One of our other games this evening. Brighton 0, Wolves 0 into the last 10 minutes, and in the La Liga, that second goal was disallowed. It's Granada 0, Atletico Madrid 1. Substitution for Cape Verde. In fact, there's going to be a double change. Goal scorer Tavares is going to be replaced by Teixeira. We're going to see ball here. Montiel come on. So 3 substitutions all being made at the same time as far as Cape Verde are concerned. Mendes, Rodriguez are going to come off. So basically the entirety of the front 3 have all been replaced. And Egypt look to move their way forward. now break on the right hand side, so just confirmation. Mendes, Tavares, Rodriguez of Teixeira, Monteiro and Moreira coming on. Egypt with a throw, right hand side, around about 30 yards from goal. Going to be taken by Hani on that right hand flank. Forward it goes towards the edge of the penalty area and in towards the path of Marmoush. And back by Hani towards the edge of the penalty area. Goes back in towards the path of Ashur, right hand side in the middle of the Cape Verdean half. Crossed by Atia. And now sprayed out towards the left hand side. Hani. Now Trezeguet. Out in towards the possession of Ashur, driving forward on the right hand side, 25 yards from goal, moves in field and now inside the area he goes, chips the ball in towards the penalty spot where it just fell too heavily for Mahmoud in the end. It's cleared away by Nado and now Andrade, now regathered by Egypt inside the Cape Verdean half. Forward it goes, chip ball on the right hand side, in towards the box, in towards the path of Marmoush, chips it back in towards the path at Ashur, laid out towards Hani by the byline. Cross goes in, right footed, cleared away in the end as it pinballed around the penalty area by Cape Verde. One back by Hamdi, cleared away by Cape Verde, but Egypt win themselves a free kick towards the edge of the penalty area. 56 gone, Cape Verde 1, Egypt 1 here on the Flash Score Live audio commentary service. Reminder of the other game in the Championship. 20 minutes to go. Leicester City 1, Ipswich Town 0. Ipswich who picked up 3 yellow cards in the space of 10 minutes trying to get their way back into the game. Clark, Travis and Luongo all being booked. Leicester City with a corner. Kieran Dewsbury Hall to take it. We'll tell you what happens in that one in just a second. Leicester City 1, Ipswich Town 0. Just under 20 minutes to go in the Championship. Follow action of that on the Flash Score app. Right here, free kick for Egypt. 67 on the clock here. One apiece. Egypt with a win will go through, but as things stand, find their hopes very much hanging by the thinnest of threads. Free kick to be taken and straight into the wall. It was Marmoush with the effort, blocked by the wall, and there's a Cape Verde player down, head injury, went straight into the grill, it has to be said. It fell straight into the face. Dinny, who went just clean onto the nose as he goes down, and he's in some considerable discomfort. The medical team comes out, and so this will be the opportunity for the second half cooling break, I think, here at the Stade Félix Houphouët-Boigny in Abidjan. Tell you, in that game between Leicester and Ipswich, from that corner, Steffi Mavididi failed to score from a rebound as the goalkeeper stopped his effort from hitting the net, and then seconds later another rebound fell to Thomas Cannon in space inside the box. He looked up and fired in a powerful shot at goal. It flies just over the bar. The ball is off the pitch. It's a goal kick for Ipswich. Omar Hutchinson has come on for Connor Chaplin. It's Leicester City 1, Ipswich Town 0, but perhaps more importantly to this game, there's been a second goal between Mozambique and Ghana had doubled their lead. It's now 2-0. Andre Ayew with a second penalty of the game after Mexa gave away the foul inside the penalty area, and he handled the ball inside the box. The referee blew his whistle, had to award penalty after chaos inside the box. Fernandez has come on here, incidentally, for Cape Verde. And that's going to be a straight swap with Dinny, with a little over 20 minutes to go, 69.5 on the clock. Cape Verde 1. Egypt 1 here on the first score live. And we're conscious of, in fact, that's Gerard. So 20 minutes to go. Egypt in desperate search of a goal. The ball released out in towards the path of Zizo on the right hand side, but the referee's going to pull play back for a collision involving Egyptian players down on the deck. It's a short. He's down on the ground and just given a bit of a nudge by Lanini. Not a nice one, that has to be said. Who's now made 4 of their 5 subs against Leicester. The attendance in that one in the Championship, 31,794. Lanini is also going to get himself in trouble. He's going to be the first player from Gideon persuasion to be yellow card, and the second player, all in all, Marmouche being the other one for Egypt. Trezeguet has possession cleared away by Cape Verde on the right hand side towards the edge of their penalty area. They regather the ball on the halfway and it goes in towards the path of ashore. Egypt needing to pick up a win. A win sends them through. Draw here and their chances up in the air. The ball's in the penalty area on the right hand side. They're going to play it through towards the penalty spot. It's cleared away by Cape Verde. Sure, couldn't quite retain possession, so it's going to be a throw to Cape Verde on the left hand side, 10 yards on the edge of the Egyptian half. A little bit of skill by Zizo, who has been the real creative spark. It was his corner kick that led to Trezeguet's equaliser 5 minutes after the restart. Let's go back to the King Power. Thomas Cannon receiving a low pass from just inside the box and unleashes a fine strike towards the top right hand corner. Václav Radaki pulls off a reflexive save to block his effort. Nice goalkeeping skill. 76.5 minutes gone there. Leicester City 1, Ipswich Town 0. But Cape Verde now move up the other end. 72.5 gone here. 1-1. Ball on the right hand side towards the edge of the box. It goes in towards the path of Monteiro. Is picked up. And Moreira cleared away by Egypt, but Cape Verde regather possession inside their own half, and with Dinny goes out in towards the path of Santos, out towards the right hand side, moving infield and now in towards the path of Santos, and now Fernandez, the substitute, goes back out towards the edge of the area on the left hand side and into the area. Wasn't gathered by anybody from a Cape Verdean persuasion, and Egypt do manage to clear the ball away, and Pharaohs are going to make their third change of the evening, and they're going to be introducing Karaba to proceedings very shortly indeed, and in fact they're going to do that now, and the player coming off is going to be Zizo, who's had such an impact for Egypt tonight down on the white ring. Karaba is going to try and finish the job off in the 16 minutes or so that remain here. Finally poised, Cape Verde 1, Egypt 1. Egypt, who really have dominated this game, they will be unhappy if they don't go on and claim the 3 points, not just on the balance of play, but the fact it will leave their chances of staying in the competition hanging by a thread. They'd finished third and they would be on 3 points, and Kuka is also going to come on here for Cape Verde, and he is going to replace Lanini, who's on a yellow card, and seemingly as well on a little bit of a tightrope himself. So that substitution to be made with a quarter of an hour to go, where it is Cape Verde 1, Egypt 1, the other score in the other game in the group. Ghana lead Mozambique by 2-0. Cape Verde doing what they're doing, meant that a big name was going to fall. It could well be the Pharaohs right now. And if Ghana were to win and Egypt were to win, Ghana would have a better chance of making it through via the third place standings. But Cape Verde have different ideas. They want to make it 9 from 9. They want to have a perfect group for the first time in Africa Cup of Nations history. They've topped the group for the first time in their history in the Africa Cup of Nations. Possession-wise, 46% possession Cape Verde, 53, just under 54% possession for Egypt. But it's Cape Verde have possession on the left-hand side towards the edge of the box. It's Santos moves it in towards the penalty area, in towards the path of Dylan Tavares, who lays it across towards the penalty spot where Monteiro was looking for it. It's cleared away by Egypt, who now look to move up the other end. It was Trezeguet in possession, but he couldn't get his way past, in the end, Costa. It goes back to Vacinia, who bundles the ball forward to beyond the halfway. Egypt regather possession on the half. Play stops. Not sure what for, because our camera angle's actually moved. It looks like there's a flat ball, and that is why play is going to stop. And it looks like they're going to use this as an excuse to have a cooling break. So it gives us a chance to tell you what's happening elsewhere. Still 0-0 between Brighton and Wolves at the Amex. Two of the most exciting sides to watch in the Premier League. It was built as well. I suppose sod's law, really, isn't it, in that one. Ghana lead Mozambique in the other game in this group. Meanwhile, in the Championship, 10 minutes to go. Leicester City lead through Davis' own goal in the 31st minute by a 0-0. And Jamie Vardy has come on for the final 9 minutes of that one. Thomas Cannon coming off and Jamie Vardy coming on as a substitute. That's probably the last thing that Tractor Boys fans wanted to see in that one. 9 minutes to go at the King Power. Leicester City 1, Ipswich Town 0. As far as the Championship standings will go, victory in that one for Leicester City will put them on 68 points on 28 games, 10 points clear with second and third respectively. Second place tonight would be Southampton, 58 points after 28 games, plus 21 goal difference. Ipswich would stay rooted to third, 58 points on 28 matches, plus 15 in terms of goals difference. And you can follow every EFL game this season on the Flash Score app. Just download it on the Apple App Store and via Google Play and get goal notifications from all the games in the Championship, as well as Leagues 1 and 2, where we'll be following some of the big games throughout the end of the season. We'll have all the promotion and relegation scenarios crunched for you across the Flash Score app, and of course our commentaries as well throughout the course of the campaign. We'll have a Championship updates during our Champions League commentaries when that returns in the middle of February. We'll tell you what's happening in the FA Cup as well this weekend on Flash Score in just a second, as Egypt have possession. 12 minutes of normal time to go, tied at 1-1. Tavares' effort in first half stoppage time cancelled out by Trezeguet 5 minutes after the restart for Egypt, who have possession on the left side, 10 yards inside the Cape Verdean half. Goes out in towards the path of Hani, who's been put under pressure by Fernandez. Goes back 10 yards from the edge of the Cape Verdean half, and now flashed out towards the right hand side and in towards the path of Marmoush. 30 yards, or 35 yards maybe, a bit more fittingly towards goal. Hani goes back inside Egypt's own half and to build out from the back here and moves it out towards the left hand side. There it is, Adil Monon in possession. Now out it goes towards Hani on the right hand side, 15 yards inside Cape Verde's half. It flashed ball in towards the penalty, chipped over the top of the right foot, looking to find Marmoush, but played by Dylan Tavares, stops him in his tracks, and the ball will go out of play, and it will be a goal kick to Cape Verde. 1-1, 11 minutes of normal time to play. So as you'll know, penalties are right. Ghana lead Mozambique by 2-0, and it's finished 0-0 at the Amex in the Premier League. Brighton and Hove Albion 0, Wolverhampton Wanderers 0 in that particular matchup. And in terms of the FA Cup then this weekend, for matches live for you. It begins on Friday night. We'll have a double bill. Chelsea up against Aston Villa, followed by Tottenham against Manchester City. Then have Fulham against Newcastle on Saturday night before 2 matches on Sunday, where Liverpool take on Norwich City at Anfield. Before then, the big day for Newport County of League 2. Manchester United come to town from 4:30, and we'll have that game live for you here on the Flash Score Live audio commentary service. 10 minutes to go here. Cape Verde 1, Egypt 1. The ball in the possession of Atia. Back towards the halfway it goes, and laid out in towards the path of Hani. 10 yards inside the Cape Verde half on the right hand side. Chip ball over the top for the centre, in towards the penalty area. Flicked away, but comes back out towards Ashur. Cross goes in right footed on the right side towards the back stick, where making the run was Mohamed, but it's a comfortable take for Vasinha in the Cape Verde goal. 2 big hands to the ball to catch it and stop Mohamed in his path. Scored in each of Egypt's first 2 2-2 draws in this competition. Cape Verde moving forward on the right hand side, moving inside towards the edge of the penalty area. And Santos goes out towards Fernandez, regathered by Egypt to move the ball forward beyond the halfway on the right hand side. Cleared by Cape Verde. Had possession with Fernandez again, left side, 5 yards inside the Egypt half, as Mahmoud had lost out in possession for Egypt. Moreira out towards the right and towards the edge of the penalty area, towards the towering Texeria. Inside the penalty area, has an effort on goal, right footed, but it will go out of play for an Egypt goal kick. 0-0, 8.5 minutes of normal time to go. Remember, Ghana lead Mozambique in the other game in this group by 2-0. 2 Jordan Ayew penalties, the difference in that particular match. La Liga, 4 minutes to go. Granada 0, Atletico Madrid 1. Alvaro Morata's goal 10 minutes into the second half, the difference in that one. The ball actually went out for a corner kick to Cape Verde, which was taken quickly. The ball in the possession of Semedo on the left hand side, goes out towards Costa towards the edge of the box, back again towards Semedo. Costa once more, ball goes out of play, and it's going to be a Cape Verde throw. Last touch coming off of Marmouche for Egypt. It's going to be a substitution for the Pharaohs, and it's going to see Mustafa Fafi come on. And that's going to be the last contribution of the evening for Marmouche. Omar Marmouche, who departs for Fafi to come on. Taken by Cape Verde on the left hand side, brought in by Santos, still inside the penalty area, but the flag subsequently goes up for offside. To tell you what's happened at the King Power. 3 minutes to go. Leicester City 1, Ipswich Town 0 in the Championship. Follow updates of that one, live text commentary available on the Flash Score app, which you can download from the Apple App Store and via Google Play. Don't forget, if you want to get in touch with us, we are at flashscore.com and at flashscore UK for all your interactions. Well, Egypt had 23 shots on goal, 23 shots, 5 on goal. Cape Verde 4 shots total, 1 on goal. The scoreline is 1-1 as we enter the final 6.5 minutes. The ball played out in towards the path of Fafi, right hand side, driving down that channel. Gets the better of Fernandez, moves it infield towards Ashur in the centre, 30 yards out from goal, plays it back about 10 yards in towards the path of Abdel Monen, and now towards Hamdi, the substitute. Abdel Monen once more. Ball whipped in towards the penalty area, in towards the near post, in towards the path of Mahmoud, but can't get anything on it. A good cross in by Ashur. Lovely ball in towards the box, towards Mahmoud at the near post, who has a poke on his right foot towards the near post, but can't keep it on target from close range. They felt that was the chance. They felt that was the opportunity. It fell towards the man they would have wanted it to have fallen to, but he couldn't take advantage of it. Ball flicked over the top. Okay, Verde in possession. 84.5 minutes on the clock. 1-1 the score here. They have possession on the right hand side with Montiero 10 yards inside the Egyptian half. In the centre it goes now, and then played out towards the left hand side, towards the path of Fernandez. Ball clipped in on his left foot, takes a deflection en route, goes out for a corner kick. Will be heading towards the action at the King Power in just a second, following the conclusion of this set piece, which is going to be taken on the right hand side. It's going to be the substitute Montiero to take, and it's going to be a right footed in swinging delivery in towards the penalty area. Whipped in, right footed, flicked on to the back stick, and then brought down by Teixeira, but it's straight into the arms of El Shanari in the Egyptian goal, and Egypt break quickly up the other end. Turning is Fafi. We're going to play it forward in towards the path of Karaba, but it goes out of play, and the flag subsequently goes up for offside. We're going to take you to the King Power Stadium in the group stages, and against the run of play to the lead, one on the cusp of half time. Gilson Tavares in the first. 1-1 at the King Power as we enter stoppage time at the end of this one. Egypt could do with a late goal of their own. They're looking for a winner here. They have possession in the middle, Egypt. Driving through the centre. It's Ashur inside the box. He's done it all himself! And then he had an effort on his left foot, which is parried over by Vicinia. Powerful effort through the laces. Tiptoe on the left hand of Vicinia. Corner taken quickly. In towards the box, he's taking a deflection en route, which then subsequently falls kindly in towards Vicinia's arms. So to the King Power, where Jeremy Sarmiento fired a rebound in towards the bottom left hand corner after the ball broke to him inside the area. 1-1 the scoreline there. Leicester City 1, Ipswich Town 1, and that changes everything. We'll tell you what that means to that game in the Championship. 4 minutes added on. They played a minute and a half of added time in that one. It's Leicester City 1, Ipswich Town 1, as it is 1-1 here between Cape Verde and Egypt. Tavares' goal in the first minute of the first half stoppage time, cancelled out immediately after the restart. Trezeguet came on as a substitute, scored 5 minutes after coming on. Ball thrown into the penalty by Fafi, left foot in towards the air, brought down by Mahmoud, who's looking to turn. He's brought down by Costa. Egypt won a penalty, but it's not going to be given, and now Cape Verde look to break up the other end with Montero, who goes to ground, wins a free kick on the halfway, out on the left hand side. Egypt appealing for the penalty, but it's going to be a yellow card for the captain Hagazi. We're bringing down Montiero on the counter attack. So Cape Verde free kick, 90 seconds of normal time to go on the left hand side, 10 yards inside opposition territory, headed away. It goes out for a Cape Verde throw on that right side. Egypt desperately needing a winner. Remember, Ghana lead in Mozambique by 2-0 means that they would finish third in the group, and would mean that they need to hope they're one of the best third place sides to guarantee themselves going through. If they win, they're in. As simple as that. And they have the ball breaking to them, but it's a heavy pass by Atia out towards the right, which straight out of play. Cape Verde throw, left hand side, just beyond the halfway inside the Egyptian half. with normal time to go. One apiece between Cape Verde and Egypt. Trying to be taken, left-hand side, 15 yards inside opposition territory by Dylan Tavares. It breaks towards the edge of the box and in towards the path of Santos. Goes out towards Moreira. And now Semedo, right side, edge of the penalty. Cross goes in, right-footed. It has to be tipped away. The cross comes shot by El Shanari in the Egyptian goal. It looked like he got a touch to it. In fact, it went out for a goal kick. My apologies. We enter the last 10 seconds of normal time. Cape Verde 1, Egypt 1. The ball with Ashur. Switches it out towards the left-hand side. Towards the edge of the box it breaks. Now a play it will go. It's going to be an Egypt corner on the left-hand flank. Mozambique with the third penalty of the game. They brought it back to 2-1. Katamo with the penalty. The corner swung in quickly, but breaks in towards the right-hand side, and it breaks for Fafi, the substitute, who clips the ball in, headed away into the first of 6 minutes added on here. The ball buttons in towards the penalty area, and it nearly fell for Caraba. It's cleared away by Cape Verde in the end, who are defending in 6s and 7s right now. Egypt really going for it. Atia breaks in towards the penalty area, but it goes out of play. It's going to be an Egypt corner on the left. Last touch coming off of Semedo. Into minute 2 of stoppage time. Into minute 2 of 6 for Egypt to try and find a late winner. It's going to be Trezeguet to take the corner on the left-hand side as they move forward. He's going to whip it in on his right foot. The Pharaohs pray. Trezeguet's corner, right-footed from the left side towards the back stick. It's flicked on. It's bundled in around the penalty. It's pinballed around, but Vicinia managed to, in the end, just gather the ball. It was Mahmoud who tried to get an effort on goal, but there was a posse of Cape Verdean bodies that blocked the supply line and blocked the path. Into the third minute stoppage time. Cape Verde with possession. Given away, and now Egypt looked to move, but it was a quick first touch by Edel Norman, but they do regather possession again to the Egyptians. They fly the ball out towards the left-hand side, into the path for Trezeguet. 5 yards inside opposition territory. It breaks on Mahmoud in the penalty area, who may well have won it for Egypt, and by virtue securing their place into the last 16 of the Africa Cup of Nations. He has scored in all 3 group games for the Pharaohs. And without Mo Salah, it may well be the goal that sends them through, because Mozambique have equalised against Ghana. It's 2-2 there. Incredible drama right at the end here in Abidjan. It was Trezeguet who's made all the differences coming on. The ball broke through towards Mahmoud, chested it down first time, the ball up in the air, headed around the penalty spot, and then he lobs the keeper on his left foot. Past Vicinia and into the back of the net. And Egypt may well have found their winner. Mustafa Mohamed with his 11th international goal is being cheered by Mo Salah, for whom in his celebration he put a shirt up in the air with M Salah 10 on the back of it. The Egyptian king was watching on gladly, but there is a VAR check just to see whether the chest may have turned into an arm by Mohamed. And tempers really have flared. Tempers really have flared now on the Egyptian bench, which has gone crazy. And that's because VAR is still having a look at the merits and credits of this goal. Hegazi, the Egyptian captain, having a chair, and the referee is going to be asked to go over to the monitor. Egypt, who thought they may have won it, may well have to go back to square one. The thing that helps them is, in and amongst all this madness, Mozambique have found an equaliser against Ghana, and so that would mean, in terms of this group, it'd be Cape Verde on 6. If this does not go in, Egypt 3, Ghana 2, Mozambique 2, and so it would be enough for Egypt to go through automatically regardless of the outcome. They're checking to see